Hi all, welcome to BIAS Academy. We'll start with ethics of BA Philosophy of IGNOU. We'll complete the entire ethics module. So in the Bachelor of Philosophy second year in IGNOU, there is an ethics module. Under this module, if you see, there are 4 blocks: block 1, block 2, block 3, block 4. Block 1 talks about perspectives in ethics in Western. Block 2, perspectives in ethics in Indian. Block 3 talks about moral consciousness. Block 4 talks about social issues. So today we'll start with the first block, that is perspectives in ethics in Western. If you see, there are 5 units in that. Unit 1, Unit 2, Unit 3, 4, 5. The first unit is Introduction to Ethics. So we'll start with the first unit, that is Introduction to Ethics. Okay. Here there are under Unit 1, there are almost 11 contents. If you see, one is objectives, introduction, scope, history, method of ethics, different approaches to study ethics, division of ethics, ethics and other sciences, ethics and religion, importance of ethics, and fundamental questions like why we have to be moral. So these are the topics. So let's start with with this first lecture, that is objectives. Or what is the objectives of this chapter? So this objective is to introduce you to the ethics or moral philosophy, understand the perspective and different aspects of ethics, study different approaches and divisions of ethics, and also understand how ethics is related to other sciences, and understand the relationship between ethics and religion, and why is it important to study ethics in the context of today and the need for being moral. Okay. So let's look at the etymological origin of ethics. Ethics corresponds to a Greek word ethos, if you can see here. What does ethos mean? Ethos means character, habit, customs, way of behavior. Remember, ethics is originated from a Greek word called ethos. Ethos means your character or habit of a person or customs and way of behavior. Yes, that is one. Apart from this, ethics is also called a moral philosophy. The word moral comes from a Latin word mores, M-O-R-E-S. What does it signify? It also signifies character, behavior, etc. Thus, ethics may be defined as a systematic study of human actions from the point of view of their rightfulness and wrongfulness, and as a means for attainment of ultimate happiness. So I'll repeat how ethics is defined. Under systematic study or as a systematic study of human actions. Ethics is a systematic study of human actions. From where? From which point of view? From the point of view of their rightfulness or wrongfulness, as a means of attainment of ultimate happiness. Okay, for example, every human being wants to achieve ultimate happiness. So how do you achieve that? Through rightful means or wrongful means, or your rightful actions or wrongful actions. This systematic study is called ethics. I'll repeat, remember the definition of ethics. As a means of attainment of the ultimate happiness through the means or the actions of through rightful actions or wrongful actions. So when you study this under systematic study, this is ethics. Okay. It is also a reflective study in all these things. Mainly ethics is concerned about what is good and the way to get it. Okay. And also what is bad and how to avoid it. It is not only important to understand what is good, but it is also important to understand what is bad and how to avoid it. If something is good, then how to achieve it. That is ethics. Ethics is also seen as a philosophical discipline. It is not merely following a tradition or a custom. Instead, it requires analysis and evaluation of these guidelines in the light of universal principles. In coming chapters, we will see universal principles. Okay. Apart from this, ethics is not only a set of codes. Ethics certainly deals with moral codes, yet cannot identify ethics to moral codes. Okay, what does it mean? What is moral code? Moral code permits a certain set of behavior. But ethics is not primarily to restrict one's behavior. Rather, it is to help one to find what is good and how to get it. So, ethics actually helps you to find out what is good and how to achieve it or how to get it. Okay, this is about ethics. Then now let's go to the next topic, that is scope of ethics. Ethics deals with voluntary actions, not with involuntary actions. There are certain actions. We can distinguish between human actions and actions of humans. Human actions are actions which you do consciously or deliberately, or to achieve a certain end or an objective. In the same way, we do some actions, those are involuntary. Like we walk, we sleep. These are involuntary actions or human actions, not actions of humans. So, what is the main difference between human action and action of human? Simple. The only difference is intention. You need to have an intention. So, here in ethics, we only deal with human actions. That is human actions which have intention. That is the scope. So, the scope is wide. Okay, now let's go to the history of ethics. Ethics is as old as humanity. Ethics is there from times immemorial. So, we'll come to the Western philosophy, the recent times. Let's track back to the 5th century BC. So, in that time zone, Socrates appeared. He was a Greek philosopher. His mission was to awaken fellow human beings to need for rational criticism of their beliefs and practices. He questioned all the beliefs and practices based on rationalism, based on logic. After Socrates, then came Plato. Plato proposed theory of forms. That is his theory. We will not go into that now. It could be said as the first attempt to define moral realism and offering an objective ground for moral truths. So, we will discuss what moral realism is in the coming lectures. So, don't worry about now. So, as of now, you remember the origin or the history. First, it was Socrates in 5th century BC. He proposed, gave him the idea of rational criticism of our beliefs and practices. Then Plato came in and he offered objective grounds for moral truths. He tried to identify the objective of any moral truth. You can see he wrote Republic. Republic is all in dialogue and epistles. In this, he constructed a systematic view of what nature is, what God is, and what human is. So, from these systematic view of Plato, ethical principles were constructed. Next was Aristotle. Aristotle spoke about virtues, mainly about virtues, which would be seen as one of the first sustained inquiries into normative ethics. We will see what normative ethics is. So, how do you remember the sequence? I will give you a mnemonic. It is SPA. S stands for Socrates, P stands for Plato, A stands for Aristotle. This is the mnemonic. Okay. After Socrates, Plato and Aristotle, then came Augustine and Thomas Aquinas. In that time, there is the influence of Christianity is dominating in the society. The rise of Christian philosophy produced a new era of history of ethics. Saint Augustine, the most prominent philosopher of the early medieval period, During his period, ethics became a blend of pursuit of earthly well-being with preparation of soul for external salvation. That is how the ethics were during this time. Next was Aquinas. He greatly succeeded in proving the compatibility of Aristotelianism, naturalism, with Christian dogma. Okay, and then next there are some certain modern philosophers who contributed to ethical thinking. Was Francis Bacon, René Descartes, who is a French philosopher, Thomas Hobbes, Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz, Benedict Spinoza, John Locke, David Hume, Immanuel Kant, John Stuart Mill, Friedrich Nietzsche. We will talk about them in the coming lectures, so just try to remember their names. Francis Bacon, René Descartes, Thomas Hobbes, Leibniz, Spinoza, John Locke, David Hume, Immanuel Kant, John Stuart Mill, Nietzsche, Friedrich Nietzsche, and later came Karl Marx and Sigmund Freud. And then the most important or influential ethical thought during this period was utilitarianism, that talks about the greater good for the greater number. Simply remember utilitarianism, which is mainly dominated by the British and French philosophers like Locke, Hume, Bentham, Jeremy Bentham, Stuart Mill. And the idealistic ethics in Germany and Italy were proposed by Immanuel Kant, Hegel, and then Friedrich Nietzsche. Okay, now let us see the progress. Okay, so the fundamental question is, define ethics. How would you define ethics? Okay, ethics may be defined as a systematic study of human actions from the point of view of the rightfulness and wrongfulness as a means of attaining ultimate happiness. So if you see ethics under systematic study, it can be defined as human actions from the point of view of the rightfulness or wrongfulness as a means of attainment of ultimate happiness. Or if we consider ethics as a reflective study, then what is it? It talks about what is good or bad in that part of human conduct from which a man has some personal responsibility. And as a philosophical discipline, ethics is the study of values and guidelines by which we live. As a moral philosophy, what is ethics? As a moral philosophy, ethics is a philosophical thinking about morality, moral problems, and moral judgments. So, one is ethics is a systematic study, ethics is a reflective study, ethics is a philosophical discipline, ethics is a moral philosophy. So, what does it say? It talks about right and wrong, good and bad. It talks about, it studies values and guidelines. It talks about morality, moral problems, and moral judgments. This is ethics. That is how you can define ethics. Okay, let's go to the next question. Briefly describe the development of ethics in ancient Greece. So, do you remember the timeline? I gave you the mnemonic SPA: Socrates, Plato, Aristotle. After that, it is Augustine, and then Immanuel Kant, all these things. So, let's look at the answer. Ethics in Western philosophy is developed mainly in Greece. First is Socrates, the great Greek philosopher, was the first among the Greeks to awaken his fellow men to the need for rational criticism of their beliefs and practices. He questioned the beliefs and practices based on rationality. He criticized them rationally. The next came Plato. Plato, the famous work is Republic. Plato constructed a systematic view of nature, systematic view of God, systematic view of man, from which he derived his ethical principles. After Plato, then came Aristotle. He is a great Greek philosopher. He contributed significantly to the systematic investigation of foundation ethics through ethical writings. What were his writings? Eudemian ethics, Nicomachean ethics, all these things. And he also wrote politics. So that is how he will write about the development of ethics in Greece. So with this we will end our today's lecture, and then tomorrow we will discuss about methods of ethics and other topics. Thank you. Have a good day. If you need anything, if you need any material, or if you need this PDF, you can mail us to iasacademy@gmail.com. Thank you for listening. Have a great day.